Happy Friday everyone, nice to see you all. My name's Jess. If I haven't taught you before, nice to meet you. If I've taught you before, welcome back. So I'm going to be taking us through a 30-minute vinyasa flow. So let's get started guys, we don't have long. So we're going to start today in downward facing dog. So taking the hands, you want them kind of like shoulder distance apart, spread the fingers nice and wide. Lift the tailbone up nice and high, and you can have a real bend in the knee here to get that length through the spine. And if this is your first practice today, it is mine. In the morning, my body is super tight. You can have a few little pedals into the feet here, so bending one knee, straightening the other leg, and that can feel really nice in the hamstrings. Just taking a few moments here, just to start to feel how your body is feeling this morning. So you might feel really energetic. Maybe you want to come forwards into a plank. Maybe you want to feel lifting a leg, opening out the hip. Take a few moments in this first downward facing dog and just see how your body is feeling, noticing any areas of tension, any areas of fluidity. And then finding some stillness in our downward facing dogs. We're going to come onto the ball of the feet, take the gaze forwards between the hands, scoop the belly in, so really lift the lower belly. Keep the tailbone as high as we can and start to take little baby steps towards the front of the mat. If you can keep the legs straight, do, otherwise have a bend in the knee, that's absolutely fine. And come into a forward fold at the top of the mat here. So again, the knees can be bent if you've got tightness in the hamstring. The hands can be free, the arms can be long, or maybe you want to take opposite elbows here. And let the head be heavy, so try not to look up, just release the neck. Maybe give a couple of shakes, yes, couple of nods. Yes, even shakes, no. Just take a few moments. And when you're ready, releasing the arms if you have the bind. If you've got straight legs, bring a little micro bend into the knee and start to roll up the spine. Very slowly, let the head be heavy. Let it be the last thing to come up. Stacking over the vertebrae, shoulders come away from the ears, down the back. So, welcome guys, let's work on our bandhas before we begin our practice. So we're going to start from the feet. Traditionally, the toes are touching. There is like a little thumb-sized gap between the heels. Now, if that feels tight on the hips, just have the feet hip distance apart. We're going to lift the toes, spread them nice and wide, place them on the mat, and start to lift. Feel like you're pulling energy up from the earth. You might get a little bit of a rise in the arch of the foot. Then also the kneecap starts to lift, the quad starts to engage. So the legs are super engaged here as the energy comes up through our Mula Bandha. So for chicks, this is our pelvic floor. Dudes, perineum. So just squeezing that area slightly. Again, squeeze the glutes slightly here. Lift up. Same for our Uddiyana Bandha here. So don't let the belly just hang out. Draw the navel in and up, creating that space in the solar plexus. Keep reaching the crown of the head up super high towards the sky. So we've got that beautiful lengthening through the spine. Let's take the shoulders up and then away from the ears, down the back. Arms are strong, fingertips are active, palms facing forwards. Engaging Ujjayi breath, so let's practice that breath. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Then as we exhale, open the mouth and make that HA sound. Deep inhale through the nose. Exhale. So that kind of rasping sound, we make it at the back of the throat. We want to try and see if we can do that through the nose. We do that by sealing the lips, constrict the back of the throat. So try and make the back of the throat smaller as we exhale. Kind of sounds like this. So engaging Ujjayi if we have it. If we don't have it, don't worry about it. Let's just breathe in and out through the nose. We begin our practice. As we inhale, reach the arms up, lift the gaze. As we exhale, folding forward, scoop the belly in, flat back, we come into a forward fold. You can keep the knees bent here if needed, hands onto the mat. As we inhale, we come up halfway, so flat back. Maybe the hands come onto the shins here to get that nice flat back, shoulders away from the ears, gaze is forwards. As we exhale, hands come to the mat. We step back to high plank. We're gonna hold here for a few breaths. So let's work on our alignment here. So we want to be, don't let the belly just sag out. Keep lifting up, dome through the upper back. Squeeze the navel to the spine. Really squeeze the glutes here, lift the kneecaps, engage the quads, and then push the heels back. Super, super strong. Take the gaze forwards in front of you. Keep breathing, 2 more breaths. Deep inhale. Use that Ujjayi breath. Deep exhale. Last one. Inhaling. Then as we exhale, come forward, shoulders over the wrists. Take the knees to the mat. We're gonna come into our half Chaturanga. So we're gonna lower down halfway, elbows in. Exhale, push back up. Lowering down halfway, elbows in, push back up. Last one like this. Lowering down halfway, elbows in. Keep the shoulders in line with the elbows. Squeeze here, lift the navel. Then exhale, lengthen through the legs. Come all the way down. As we inhale, coming into our baby cobra. So keep the elbows bent. And really squeeze into the body. Lift the gaze if it's okay on the neck. Exhale, we're gonna push back to a child's pose. So feet are together, take the knees nice and wide. Butt goes towards the heels, and then we lengthen through the arms. Forehead comes onto the mat. If you ever need a break or you wanna have a little rest, this can be a nice place to come to. Then tucking the toes, lifting the hips nice and high. Come into downward facing dog. So let's make this one a little bit more static here. Let's work on our alignment. So fingers, we want them to be spread nice and wide. Really spread the fingers out nice and wide, and then start to push the mat. So we want to take the weight out of the wrists here. So we're pushing the mat away, and we're drawing the head and the chest closer to the thighs. Again here, if you want to have a little bend in the knees, stick that tailbone up really nice and high, and then keep the spine where it is. See if you can then draw the heels to the mat. They never need to touch the mat, but that's what you want to feel, like you're drawing down. So you want to feel this behind the knees here. Beautiful hamstring stretch and spinal stretch, downward facing dog. And then shoulders, see if we can wrap the shoulders away from each other. So imagine like you're trying to get the armpits to face each other. We want to be externally rotating through the shoulders rather than sinking the shoulders towards each other, trying to make space between them. Last breath here, deep inhale. As we exhale, bend the knees, look between the hands, step the right foot, followed by the left. We come up into our halfway lift. Exhale, we fold forwards, nose towards the knees. Inhaling, we rise all the way up to standing, lifting the hands, gaze goes to the palms. Exhale, we're going to fold straight back down, Uttanasana. Inhaling, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, hands come to the mat. Step back to our high plank. So we can take the knees down as we did before, come down halfway. Or if you want to try your full Chaturanga, shoulders come over the wrist, squeeze the navel in, start to lower down halfway, see if you can take it slowly. Then flip over the toes, come into our upward dog, squeeze the glutes, thighs are lifted here, shoulders are back, lift the gaze. Exhale, downward facing dog. Spreading the fingers nice and wide for 1. Exhale. Really lengthening through the tailbone, the spine, tailbone up to the ceiling for 2. Last breath here, inhaling. And as we exhale, bend the knees, look between the hands. Maybe we step, maybe we try a little light hop to the front of the mat. Try and make the landing nice and light. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhaling, coming all the way up to standing, lifting the arms. Lift the gaze. Exhale, folding straight back down. Uttanasana, nose towards the knees. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale here, hands to the mat. Now you can step back, or if you've got your Chaturanga, you want to try a little jump back. Start to put the hands a little bit further in front of you. Come up onto the balls of the feet. Scoop the belly in, push into the hands, and then see if you can jump straight into your Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing, or baby cobra if you lower the knees. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhaling here for 1. Exhale. Inhale for 2. Exhale. Last breath here. Inhale for 3. Then as we exhale, bending the knees, looking between the hands, stepping or lightly floating to the top of the mat. Inhale halfway. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, come all the way up, lifting the arms, lifting the gaze. Then as we exhale, releasing, samastiti, come to the top of the mat. Coming into our B's, inhale, sit back into our chair pose, lift the arms. As we exhale, folding forward, straightening through the legs, come into our forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, hands to the mat, step back, float back to Chaturanga. We come to high plank, we can always lower the knees, come down halfway or full Chaturanga. Inhale, baby cobra, if we've got the thighs on the floor, up dog. Exhale, take it back, downward facing dog. As we inhale, reach the right leg nice and high. Exhale, come forwards, knee to nose, hold it here. Inhale, take it back. Exhale, right knee comes to the right elbow or armpit, keeps doming through the upper back. Exhale, takes it back. Inhale, right knee, twist to the left elbow or armpit, squeeze. Exhale, take it back. Inhale, knee to nose. As we exhale, lightly step the foot between the hands. If it doesn't get, just shovel it forwards. Ground down that back foot. We rise up into our warrior 1. Gaze at the palms. Exhale, frame that front foot. Come onto the ball of the front foot if you can. See if you can lift the foot rather than sweeping it back. Shoulders over wrists, we lower down. Knees, half Chaturanga or full Chaturanga. Baby cobra, upward facing. Exhale, takes us downward facing. Inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, come forwards, knee to nose. Inhale, lift the left leg, 3-legged dog. Exhale, come forward, left knee to the left elbow or tricep. Shoulders come over wrist, squeeze the navel in. Exhale, take it back. Inhale, come forwards, left knee twist over to the right armpit or elbow. See if you can get it a little bit higher. Exhale, take it back, 3-legged dog. Inhale, come forwards, knee to nose, dome through the upper back, scoop the belly in, gaze between the hands. See if you can lightly step the foot between the hand, ground down that back foot, rise it up, warrior 1. Exhaling, hands come back to the mat. We step back, see if you can lift that leg. Always options to come into 3-leg, keep it lifted. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale for 1. Use that ujjayi, exhale. Inhale for 2, check in with your bandhas, lift the pelvic floor, navel towards the spine. Exhale, last inhale for 3. Then as we exhale, bend the knees, look between the hands, stepping or lightly floating to the top of the mat. Inhale brings us up halfway. Exhale, we fold forwards. Inhaling, sit back into our chair pose, lift the arms. And as we exhale, release, come into samastiti. Well done, guys. So that's our little warm up. Over and done with. Sun salutations. We're going to come into a little quick flow for the rest of the time. Let's step the left foot back and come into warrior 1 here. So we want to have feet hip distance apart. Lifting through the back leg, so don't let there be a bend in that back leg, and a nice bend in the front knee here. Check the knees not knocking in. We want the knee to be tracking over the little toe. Scoop the belly in, reach the arms up. Keep breathing here. Deep inhale, deep exhale. Really squeeze the left glute here. Try and draw the hips forward, so the left hip's coming forward, the right hip's drawing back, so we're getting that nice centralization of the hips. Last one, Inhale. Then as we exhale, let's open it out into warrior two, bending through that front leg. Shuffle the back leg back a little bit more so we can get a bit more of a bend into that front knee. Again, lift the kneecap, engage the quads of that back leg. Arms to a T, and we want a soft gaze over that right arm here. Keep drawing the navel in. Keep breathing here. Really push into the outer blade of that left foot. On our next inhale, let's reach forwards. Flip the palm. Keep that bend in that front knee as we take it to our reverse. Options here. Hand can come on the back leg. We reach over. Hand can reach around, trying to grab that right thigh. Or we can come onto the ball of the foot here. Gaze at the hand if it's okay on the neck. But make sure we've really got that beautiful bend in the front knee. Try not to lose it. Last breath, inhale. Then as we exhale, let's take it back, warrior two. Straighten that front leg. Actually, let's keep the bend in the front leg. We'll keep it like this, bend in the front leg. Let's draw the hips central. So we're coming back, hips are starting to face forward. Shuffle that back leg in slightly. Bind behind the back, shoulders away from the ears, create length, maybe shuffle the right foot out slightly. Inhale, exhale, fold forwards. So think about going forwards. You don't have to get the head to the mat, but think about going forwards then rather than getting the butt to the side here. So we want to try and get that right butt cheek in line with the right knee. Try not to let it come out. If you've got open shoulders, you can take the bind, push the hands together as well. Keep breathing, inhale. Then as we exhale, let's use the bandhas to bring us up. Shuffle the right foot back in. Arms come to a T. Straighten that front leg. Lift the kneecaps, engage the quads. As we inhale, reach forwards with the right hand as far as you can go. Then as we exhale, the right hand comes to, let's see where it can't face you here. So you can be here, the left arm reaches up. You can be down here as well, but try not to let that left hip come forwards. So we're like this. We want to try and open through the chest. So try and get that length in the side body rather than collapsing. Keep breathing. Lift the kneecaps. Engage the quads. Gaze at that left hand if it's okay on the neck. Last one. Inhale. Then as we exhale, the left hand comes overhead. You can just see me there. The right arm comes up here. We've got 3 breaths here. Inhale. Lift the kneecaps for 2. Keep breathing. Keep trying to spiral the chest open. And last breath for 3. As we exhale, come back up. Arms come to a T. We're going to bend into that front knee again. Shuffle the left foot back. Come into our side angle pose. So forearm comes to the thigh. The left arm reaches over, just brushing that left ear. Option 2, maybe you can come onto the floor. If you've got a brick, you can put a brick here or books. Maybe you can catch the bind, trying to reach for that left elbow, but keep opening the chest. Try not to do the bind if you're down here. We want to be opening out, really opening the chest up towards the ceiling. Last breath, inhale. Then as we exhale, arms come to a T. We're going to take the hands to the mat, frame that front foot. Step it back, high plank, lower down, Chaturanga, or take the knees. Inhale, upward facing, or baby cobra. Exhale, takes us downward facing. Inhale, lift the left leg nice and high. Exhale, knee to nose, lightly step that foot between the hands. Let's rise it up, warrior 1. So again, as we did on the other side, just check you've got enough room for the hips. Feet want to be hip distance apart here, so we can draw that left hip forwards, back the right hip forwards. Bend into that front knee, lift the kneecap, engage the quads. Draw the navel in and up, reach up with the arms, gaze at between the palms if it's okay at the neck or at the ceiling. Keep breathing, deep inhale. Then as we exhale, let's open out, warrior 2, shuffling that back leg back so we get that nice deep bend in that front knee, arms to a T. Keep trying to lift the kneecap, engage the quad of that back leg, and really push into the outer blade here. Navel in, shoulders away from the ears. As we inhale, reach forwards with the left hand, flip the palm. Exhale, let's take it to our reverse warrior. Options for the hand to be on the back leg, options to bind.
Reach around for that left thigh. Options to lift the heel, but keep that beautiful bend in the front knee. Do not let that leg start to straighten. Really nice. Gaze at the left hand if it's okay on your neck. Then as we exhale, releasing, hands come to a T, arms come to a T. We're going to draw the hips forward. Shuffle that back leg in slightly and shuffle the left foot out. Take the bind behind our shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, we create length. Maybe you want to do a little back bend here as well. As we exhale, fold forwards. So think about going forwards and down rather than to the side here. Sometimes it can help if you come out to the side and you can get down a little bit deeper, but keep bringing it back forwards. Don't just let the butt hang out. Keep drawing that right hip forwards, the left hip back. Take the bind of the, push the palms of the hand together if that's okay. On your shoulders, last breath. Then as we exhale, use the bandhas to come all the way back up. Arms come back to a T, straighten that front leg, shuffle the left foot in. So we come into our triangle pose, heel to heel or heel to arch alignment. As we inhale, reach forwards with that left hand. Exhale, see where the left hand comes. Don't worry about coming down here. It's more about getting that beautiful length. So just keep trying to lengthen through the side body. As we inhale, draw the crown forwards. As we exhale, open through the chest. Lift the kneecaps. We want straight legs here. Keep breathing. Deep inhale. Then as we exhale, the right hand comes over. The arm is just brushing that right ear. The left arm reaches up like we've got a big, beautiful full moon in our hands. Lift the kneecaps, engage the quads. Inhale, reach forwards. Exhale, see if you can open up a little bit more, chest towards the ceiling. Last breath. Inhale. Then as we exhale, arms come to a T. Bend into that front leg. Shuffle that back leg back, coming into our side angle pose. So forearm to thigh. Right arm goes up and over, forearm to the mat, the right arm goes over, or we can come into the bind if that's in your practice. Again, if it's in your practice, keep trying to grab for that right wrist and straighten the right arm and open the chest up. Try not to keep down here if we're in that bind. Keep breathing. Every inhale creates length through the body. Exhale, see if you can twist a little bit deeper. Last one. Then as we exhale, let's come all the way up, arms to a T. Take a breath here. Exhale, hands frame that front foot. Step back, high plank, lowering down. Maybe take the knees down, half Chaturanga, baby Cobra, or upward facing. Exhale takes us downward facing. Bend the knees, look between the hands. We are gonna come into seated, into our Navasana pose here. So let's come straight in, draw the thighs towards the chest, parallel the shins, reaching forwards with the arms here. If that feels okay, maybe you can straighten through the legs. Keep the back nice and lengthened here. So keep drawing the navel in, keep that length through the spine, shine the heart forward. We've got 2 more breaths. Inhale, exhale, last one, inhale. Then as we exhale, let's take the lower back down and we come into our canoe. Inhale, come up. Exhale, take it down. Inhale, come up to boat. Exhale, canoe. Inhale to boat. Exhale to canoe. Inhale to boat. Exhale, canoe. We've got 1 more. Inhale to our boat. Exhale, canoe, hold it here. Let's go for a swim. Right leg lifts, left leg lifts. So keep really scissoring the legs together here. Draw the navel down towards the mat. Try not to have any space underneath here, nice. Then the right leg goes up on top of the left, zigzagging, use the hip flexors, really nice. Few more breaths here, you can do it. If you need a rest, just come back and join us whenever you can. Come back to that swimming, lengthening through the legs. Keep breathing, keep drawing the navel to the spine. 1 more, crisscrossing, up, down, let's hold here for 5, for 4, for 3, you can do it, for 2, for 1, and release. Well done, guys. Give yourselves a beautiful squeeze, draw the knees into the chest. Take a nice deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, side out the mouth.
And then any little circles you might want to do to release the lower back. Rocks right to left. Just take a few moments. And when you're ready, let's draw the knees into the nose. Give ourselves a big squeeze. I like to squeeze everything. Squeeze all your muscles. Squeeze the face. Take a deep inhale. And then as we exhale, release. Let the legs be long. Let the feet be mat distance apart. Melt the shoulders into the mat. Take them away from the ears. Palms facing up. See if you can gently close down the eyes. Soften that space between our third eye, that third eye space between the brows. You can often hold a lot of tension there. See if you can create some softness. Softness through the jaw, the back of the throat. Make sure you're not clenching. And just take a few moments to let all that beautiful energy you just created absorb into the body, coming into your Shavasana. Gently start to deepen the breath. Bring awareness back into the body. Maybe make some little movements with the fingertips, with the toes, circling the wrists, the ankles. When you're ready, take the arms overhead, point the toes, come in for a beautiful full body stretch. And super gently draw the knees into the chest. Give yourself a big hug. And then yogi's choice here. When I practice, if you're practicing in live or in the mornings, I like to roll up and down the spine. It's kind of an energizing way to come back into seated. But if you want to calm the nervous system and you want to feel a little bit more zen, you can gently roll over to the right side, give the heart some space, make a little pillow with the hand, and push yourself up to seated using the left hand, whatever feels good for you. Coming to our seated position, keep the eyes closed if you can. Let's take our hands to Anjali Mudra at the heart center, or maybe just resting the hands over the heart space. And take a moment to send out all that beautiful energy you just created in the body, sending it out into the universe. And taking a moment to thank ourselves for coming to our mats this morning. And being grateful for our healthy bodies and that we are able to practice. Let's take our prayer to our third eye space. Thank you guys for your beautiful energy and for joining me. Jai, namaste. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed the practice. If you want to follow me on Instagram, I'm at Yoga Boheme, and I'll be putting my schedule up here. And then I'm doing, I do a rocket, so it's a little bit more powerful on Sundays. I think it's at 1 or 1:15. But lovely to see you guys. Hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Bye.